Hey guys, Season 7 is already coming tomorrow, and I already have shared with you my top 3 rogue builds for this upcoming season. But in this video today, I want to share with you my actual season starter for the rogue class, so the build that I'm gonna start the endgame of Season 7. So let's just go into the gameplay here. This video is not from me, it's from a YouTuber called Mimi. I have just randomly found his gameplay on YouTube, so I hope you don't have a problem with me using your gameplay. You can, I will of course link you in the description, and you guys can also visit him. I think he will also upload some gameplay footage of pit pushing with Twisting Blades. But so yeah, here you can get an idea of how Twisting Blades generally feels like. So this is from season 6. So he did like a Pit 100 speedrun in under 5 minutes, which is actually quite impressive. So yeah, but this build will get even better. So yesterday I shared with you 3 rogue builds. 2 of them are very crazy damage-wise. They go beyond 100 of billions, and some of them will also reach multiple trillions. So Rain of Arrows rogue especially. Twisting Blades rogue is also very powerful, but not as powerful as Rain of Arrows or the Death Trap build from yesterday. But it still is quite powerful, so I also expect something about something around 500 billion maybe, 500 billion DPS with some very proper endgame gear. But there's another, there are other reasons why I think this is a very solid season starter for Rogue. So first of all, Blizzard has buffed the new key passive for Rogue, which we received with the DLC Vessel of Hatred, which I think is called Alchemical Admixture. So this key passive basically scales your imbuements, so also poison imbuement, and this way you can we can pretty much scale the poison damage in a very crazy way and deal massive poison over time damage. And we also have some support for it this season with the witchcraft, so you will later see in the planner that we have witch powers which allow us to execute enemies once they have reached a specific threshold of poison. I think it's 85% of total life. So we have some help, also some support with the witchcraft powers this season. But the main reason for me is that this build doesn't require too many items in the beginning just to get started and to get the damage kind of high. So I think it's a very solid season starter. If you do not have all the uniques and all the best items, it's not that big of a problem with this build. And also it's a very solid boss killer. So the single target DPS from Twisting Blades is very good. It will get even better this season because they have also buffed Twisting Blades itself. We can now deal more damage to single targets with the buffed version. And yes, so I think this will be very good boss killer in the beginning. You don't need many items, you can just burst down bosses. Maybe you guys remember the good old days of Season 1 and Season 0, where we killed Uber Lilith with Twisting Blades poison builds. I also have uploaded a video back then. It was yeah, very fun. So it's a real OG build for me. I really enjoy Twisting Blades. I'm very excited to come back to my good old friend here and to play some melee rogue. So yeah, I think there are a lot of good reasons to try out this build, especially in the beginning. I will later on translate from Twisting Blades to, I think, overpower Death Trap, so my OP Trapper build, which you can also find on my Mobalytic site. This will be like my first endgame build. So I will just use Twisting Blades for the early endgame to just nuke down the bosses, also maybe carry some people, so I don't have to spend that many materials on myself. So some players will invite me so I can kill the bosses for them. This is like my main strategy for Season 7, making this boss killer setup. And yeah, then I will transition into OP Trap, I think. Maybe I will swap my opinion and will go into Rain of Arrows, but I tend to OP Trapper right now, just because I have played Rain of Arrows during PTR and want some fresh. I want some fresh build, but we will see. But yeah, this is the Twisting Blades rogue. Here you can see how he finishes the boss. Damage is pretty good, 35 billion. Like I mentioned, I think this damage will go crazy, up to 500 billion in this season. But yeah, we will see about that. So also Shadow Clone by the way, has received very substantial reworks this season, so I'm also pretty happy about that because Shadow Clone will be also like play an important role in this Twisting Blades build, so I really hope that this work. If Shadow Clone doesn't work as it should work, as it's like it's intended this season, then this build will be less powerful, but right now I'm optimistic and just hope for the best. So Shadow Clone got reworked and it's very good with Twisting Blades now. We also have Twisting Blades, a new aspect for Twisting Blades. So Slice and Dice Legendary Aspect, this is utility aspect. In the planner right now it's buggy. Mobilytics does not have access to this aspect right now, I'm not sure why. Everything else works, but I hope they will fix it. So we have this new aspect and Twisting Blades can now cleave with its initial hit. So this means that we will have more AoE damage available in our toolkit. And also it returns up to 45% faster. So just fasten up the things. Cleave is pretty good. I think this will help this build a lot to get its AoE damage on top. And here you can also see I ranked this build already at S+ tier in Season 6, just because of its very insane boss DPS, single target DPS. So yeah, I'm pretty optimistic for that. So here you can see now the planner. As usual, I have starter version and mythic endgame version. So for all of you who wants to stay with Twisting Blades and also just optimize it, min-max it until the end, you can use my mythic endgame here for the best variant available for Twisting Blades Rogue. And the starter variant is just this one, like the variant that I want to oh my god, that I want to play in the beginning of the season, and like I mentioned, to kill the bosses and collect my items for my other builds. So starter version for my season start also requires some uniques, but most of them are not mandatory. So Godslayer Crown is not mandatory. Both the boots and Shroud of Conduras are very powerful, but you don't need them. They are not essential. The build will also work without them. Fist of Fate is like the most important unique here because you need a lot of lucky chance. So finding a Fist of Fate with a greater affix on lucky chance is the most important thing for this build. We need lucky chance in order to proc our aspect of Burning Venoms. Maybe you remember this is also like from the OG build, like from the Season 0 days where we used to spam Poison Imbuement with aspect of Bursting Venoms. So in this build we also need to do this in order to spam our Poison Imbuement. I want to mention that you might run into energy issues at the beginning, so I'm not really sure how this will play exactly, but if you run into energy issues, you can just swap your specialization from preparation to combo points, and then you replace, like, I don't know, you replace either your dash, which I cannot recommend for mobility, or you replace Caltrops or Smoke Grenade for a basic attack, and so then you just play with a basic attack and Twisting Blades in the 3-to-1 rotation, so typical combo points rotation. So this might happen in the beginning, like the first levels, or I don't know, the first Paragon levels. But at some point we should be able to transition into this variant without combo points, where we do not struggle a lot with energy. But we will see. Also have all of the switch powers here. So this is the one I was talking about. Decay Augmentation is like the best support skill or power for this build here. So we have Decay Augmentation, which says that damage over time effects which exceed 85% of the target's total life will immediately die. So we just have to apply as much poison as possible in a short duration, and then once we reach this threshold of 85% max life, the enemies will instantly die, will get executed. So I think this will be very helpful, especially in nightmare dungeons and stuff like that, where you also want to collect some items. So yeah, I think this will be pretty cool. We are not playing with, like, there's also a gem, a cool gem, which also says, like, your damage over time effects are applying 50% faster. But in my opinion, at least, it doesn't make sense together with Decay Augmentation, because with Decay Augmentation we just want to stack our poison as fast as possible, and we do not care about how quick this poison will actually tick. So I'm not playing with this new occult gem, just in in the case you're wondering why I'm not playing with it. I don't think it makes sense at all with Decay Augmentation, but maybe I'm wrong, maybe there's some bugged or hidden synergy I'm not familiar with so far. So yeah, also Piranado will be pretty cool, so we will just pull in together all the enemies, and this will help us, obviously, with twisting blades in general, because we don't have that much AoE. We just have the blades that are spinning around a bit, but yeah, don't much AoE in this build. This is like one weakness here. I also have mentioned it here already. But yeah, overall, very solid build, I think. Might be the best starting build for Rogue, just because of its insane single target damage, so you can kill a lot of bosses with it. And yeah, I'm not sure what else I should say here about this build. I think that's actually enough for the video. I also will maybe make a leveling guide tomorrow. So there's another build. I can also quickly show you this. So here I had this Alchemist Dancer from Season 6. We can also quickly take a look here. So I think this will be like the best early game and mid game build. So the build which you can use in order to level. So there's a very powerful aspect here, which makes your Shadow Imbuement also causes ice explosions. So maybe I will make a video tomorrow for this new updated Alchemist build, because I will probably use this for my leveling setup before I transition to the Twisting Blades Rogue. But yeah, we will see about that. So yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video here today. Leave me a like and subscribe to this channel as usual. And yeah, I hope I see you in the next one. Until there, have a nice day, guys, and bye bye.